Positives? Positives? Where are you? I know it's some positives somewhere. They might be under this pillow somewhere, okay? You have to look for positives sometimes. They won't be apparent. It's so much easier to settle with seeing negatives than to search for positives. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Nina, and I am absolutely spent. I am exhausted. I actually just got home from shooting most all the day. And for those of you all that don't know, the exciting part is that I have a team now that helps me with so many things. And so I now have an awesome videographer, Jason Bowie, who is really taking on the reins with filming projects for me and editing them. So I'm excited because I'll soon be able to produce more content for you guys. So I know that many of you all have asked me this question about remaining positive and limiting your negative thoughts and emotions and attitudes. You all have asked me about that because you know I've been through so much. First, from birth, like being adopted, relationship difficulties that I've encountered, work difficulties, my 100-pound weight loss and keeping it off over the past 13 years, losing friends, negative internet comments from random people with cat pictures for their profile, and moving a lot for school and career over the years. Look, I used to freak out all the time about every little thing, have my blood pressure up, be upset, be mad. I call it stinking thinking. It's when you only find the negatives in every situation instead of finding those things that are positive. Come on, Bella, because I know she been trying to jump up here for 5 minutes. Let's face it, life just comes with some negativity and we don't always get a chance to control that. Something my mother used to always say to me is just because negative things happen to you doesn't mean that you have to behave negatively or have a negative attitude, because often that makes the situation worse. But choosing to be positive has made my outlook better and also led me to operate much better in more stressful and hard situations. And it took a lot of work, and it's still taking a lot of work, but I think I've really gotten a hold on negative thoughts and becoming more positive. So I want to share those things with you. And most everything I mentioned today can be found down below in the information section. And while I have you,
make sure you thumbs up this video if you like it, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel and also my vlog channel. Make sure that you come back on all Thursdays and some Sundays for video uploads. And also be sure to turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload.
And so number one, I'm gonna start by thanking you guys. Thank you so much. I want to thank you guys for the already start of a successful podcast. As you all know, I just released it on Sunday, and ever since then the thing has been played in like 20 something countries. I cannot believe that y'all have shown up and showed out like that. Now I can't believe it because y'all my friends in my head. So I want to start off by giving gratitude, and as you guys know, that keeps the positive thought process going. And if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you head on over to Now That's Life with Dr. Nina across all your favorite podcasting platforms. I've listed all the links down below in the information section for you. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Thank you, Winston Churchill. You have to start to believe that you choose to have a positive attitude. I used to think that something was always to blame for negative situations. So that could be the cards you were dealt in life, your parents, bad relationships, bad friendships, bad situations, and just overall negative fate. But now I know that if I want to keep my head cool, I have to think positive even when negative things happen to me. Y'all are one of them crazy people that think about how something bad actually equals something good, and I have to do that because it rewires my thoughts and it helps me to think more positively and think about what I've earned or gained from something as opposed to what I've lost. I had to stop playing the blame game. Everything is going to happen how it happens, but it's up to me to choose the attitude that I'm going to take on about it, not necessarily how I'm going to feel about it. Even if you feel badly about something, you can calm yourself. You can choose to think about it in a more positive light as opposed to negative. I want y'all to say this: I am in control of my attitude, and no one can take that away from me unless I let them.
Instead of instantly getting worked up when things don't go my way, I like to sit and write in my It's Gonna Be Okay journal. This journal has been amazing for me for years now. I love it because it reassures you. However, it's realistic. So it tells you that stuff just might not not work out. And that's okay. You can handle it. Take the skills you have and work through life, and you'll be okay. This one's in my Amazon shop. And many of y'all have given me so much great feedback on my free 8-day supernatural video course, which is an empowerment course, which also helps you review your life, helps you think about things more critically, but also think of yourself more awesomely. The free sign up link is down below in the information section. But this is what happened when you didn't want to visit and confront the past. The past starts visiting and confronting you.
The next thing is gonna sound weird, but focus on the problems in your life. Yeah, I said it. Focus on the problems in your life. In order to be positive and to think more positive, we have to shed our negative skin. We have to start to think about what has happened to us that's bothering us. What is the root cause of our issues or our negative thinking? Unless we think about and put into perspective the problems in our lives, we're gonna continue to repeat that cycle. We're gonna continue to be upset, angry, mad, because we have not faced the reality of what's going on with us. You cannot continue to suppress your problems. They will continue to come jump up and bite you in the butt. Most of the time, it's best to face negativity in your life head on, address it, look at it for what it is, combat it, and decide it no longer has a place in your life. Most of the time, admitting to a problem, just like if you were to have an addiction or any other problem, is the first step in solving the issue. If you don't realize or start to think about or admit to the problems that you have, how can you solve them? We like to avoid our problems, sweep them under a rug, but guess what? That's how generational curses are started, bad habits, and that's how people continue to hold on to negativity for generations and generations to come. So for instance, there comes a time when if you're losing friends or if you're being isolated, you cannot always think that it's the friends. Sometimes it's you. And I've gone through that. I've gone through not being the best of person at a point or two in my life. And I've had to really come to terms with who was the common denominator. And not that it's always your fault, but you do need to realize what part you play in negative situations. Address those things and confront yourself instead of trying to confront everybody else.
If you're finding it really hard to confront a lot of your life's issues, I find it the best thing to seek therapy, of course, right? But the other thing is seeking feedback from those closest to you, those around you that see you, know your intentions, know your life story, not just random people who really know you intimately, the good and the bad. These people often see the blind spots. They see your day to day. They see some of the things you struggle with, and they can help you in terms of your communication skills and also just becoming a more positive and better person all around.
The next thing is to get rid of the negative vibes. Y'all know how to do math, right? The more negative vibes in my life, plus the more negative people in my life, equals more negativity. No one has a good day all the time. No one's perfect, and no one has everything great all the time. But I can admit that in one part of my life, I was entertaining negativity. I was hanging out with people that were always bringing me down, that had negative attitudes, that everything was never good enough, and it only rubbed off on me. It was really tough because at that time in my life, I thought those were some of the best people in my life. I had to check myself, not them, and think about what was rubbing off on me, what was becoming more negative for me. I started to focus on doing more positive things, which naturally caused the negative people in my life to slowly drop off. So for example, when I went to go lose those 100 pounds, starting to eat right, changing the way that I was acting, spending more time in the gym, naturally got rid of those people I was sitting around with, gossiping with, not doing much with, eating the bad foods with, getting fatter with. It didn't benefit me at all. And then when I went to go change, they really weren't up for that change. They weren't moving the same. And no, I'm not saying that everybody in your life needs to be the same, but if they're putting you down when you're trying to do better, how can that be any good for your journey? I also stopped things like gossiping. What I started to do was have this rule. If I cannot say this to the person's face, I won't say it behind their back. So anything I would say to anybody else, I had to guarantee myself that I could say it to the person's face. So if I don't want to answer to that person for something I've said, then I need to watch what I say. If you want positives, you have to be positive. You cannot continue to have the negative people in your life, the negative situations, the negative setups, and expect positives to happen in your favor. The next thing is to start to look at the positives in your own life. Positives, where are you? I know it's some positives somewhere. They might be under this pillow somewhere, okay? You have to look for positives sometimes. They won't be apparent. It's so much easier to settle with seeing negatives than to search for positives. No matter how bad a situation seems for me, y'all, I always ask, What's good about this? I can always find something good if I take the time to think about it. Look, even if it's all bad experiences, you can at least learn from them. One thing I always say is that at least I learned something from that. I will not repeat that same mistake. And that is a positive. You can even find something positive about every person or situation.
Remember, you cannot have a positive life and a negative mind.
That mean cashier that you encounter at Walmart, guess what? It's something positive about them. And sometimes I dig for it. I've had some of those people and I ask, hey, how's your day? What did you do today? Do you enjoy your family? I try to make myself find something positive about them. So then that way I stop feeling so negative. I don't have to leave Walmart being mad if the cashier slams the dollar down on the counter. I can ask them more about their lives, smile at them, get a smile back, and leave a more positive being. The next thing is sometimes you gotta practice being positive, and I do mean practice. The more you practice, the better you're going to become. The first way and the best way to do this is to be more positive about who and what you are. Tell yourself you awesome. Tell yourself you look good. Tell yourself you're doing great and continue to strive for more. Make sure that you're working your way up and giving yourself pats on the back for when you do. You can at least think of yourself realistically. Sometimes we put ourselves down before others even have the chance to. And so therefore that adds to those negative thought processes, those negative mind things, that stinking thinking. So be honest with yourself, yes. It's okay to not like everything about yourself. None of us do. We all have positive attributes and it's up to you to remind yourself of those things daily. The next thing is my favorite. Share that positivity. Share it with the world. When you're training yourself and starting to go through this process of becoming more positive, share that with people. Be more positive towards other people. Hey girl, you look cute. Man, you killed it at work today. Where you get them shoes from? They cute. Man, your jokes are always so funny. You can even try smiling more often in public. That can lift your spirits. Send a card or a note. Consider how others want to be treated. When I struggled to do this and I struggled to see the positives in others, it was because I was failing to see the positives in myself. I used to be overly critical, but now I strive to be very encouraging and supportive. That's the reason why I started my YouTube channel. When you start to feel like being positive is overrated or is daunting or stupid, remember it only takes a little bit of positivity for you to take it on and believe that it can become a part of you, that it makes you feel good, that it takes your attitude to a new and greater direction. I want y'all to believe in yourselves and remember, a positive outlook is a choice you can always make. So I thank you guys for being with me today. Hopefully this helped you. Make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Let me know some of the video topics that you would like to see down below. And also let me know some of the topics you would like to hear on the podcast over on Now That's Life with Dr. Nina. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Beautiful brown baby doll. Peace.
Thanks so much for all the love and support over on my new website. If you haven't already, go ahead and check it out and join me for new ways to interact with me, giveaways and prizes, weekly emails, as well as my free 8-day supernatural video course, which is free when you sign up.